getting ready. Just like I just literally sat down in the nick of time to start this thing on time. All right, welcome to Tarot Playdate again. Let's see who we've got here. Oh, Shane, first one in. Good morning, my wonderful son. Hello, Elle, my wonderful daughter. Looking for the Two of Wands. Hello, Jamie Kelly. Jennifer, hello. Jamie, my other son, hello. Goodness, the whole fam is here today. Let's see. Patrice, hi, Patrice. Who else do we have? Oh, Becca's here. Hi, Becca. Dun dun dun. Jamie says, ready and wondering what our card is going to be already. Science to Soul, Jen, up bright and early. Thanks for being here. Who else do I have here? Michelle is here. Hi. Simon, Ayo, every time, every week. Sandra, did I say hello to you, Sandra? I don't know if I did, but hello. Let's see. Oh, I scrolled. See, I scroll when I talk. This is not this is not helping me. Beth Gill, hello. Let's see who else. Lots of back and forth, lots of highs, lots of love in here. Patrice is noting that Elle said either a wands or a tower would be acceptable in our Tarot Playdate Facebook group. Kiana, hi. Maharet is here. Tiny Dancer. Jackie, hi Jackie. Oh, I totally skipped a whole bunch of people. Let's see. I got Kiana and Maharet, and then Sean. Hi, Sean. Anne, Nancy, Kimberly, Donna. First play date. Welcome. Oh, I hope you participate and have fun. Let's see here. Who else is in? Who else is in? Did I miss? If I missed you, give me a wink. Oh, hi, Corbin. Welcome back again. Great to have you. Heather's here. Hi, Heather. So, all right. I think I said hi to everybody. Oh, Julia's here. All right. We're coming in fast and furious for some play date fun today. I'm feeling a good energy. Oh, Jilly's here. Oh, sorry, Jilly. This is what happens. You know what? Okay, so I got kind of called out for this last week, but sometimes I actually, because I always want to make sure I don't miss anybody, sometimes because the moderators, and all of my moderators always show up for Playdate, which I love and appreciate you for. Thank you so, so much. But I always want to make sure that I catch the people that aren't moderators as well. And so sometimes I actually scroll past the moderators. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You all get my love and attention today. So don't let me get away with that. Put it in all caps. Hi, Bastet. You're not even late. I'm still saying hello to everybody. Yes, both tarot aunties are here. Actually, all three of them, Elle, are here. I know. So I just thought it's because I'm trying to make sure I spread the love to everyone. Okay, and it does scroll fast. So first of all, before we get started, if anybody else, if I missed you, oh, Elizabeth, I think you snuck in on me. Hi, thanks for the wave. That really helped. Make sure to use those all caps if you want to catch my attention. Even though I'm super, super focused on chat, it always does help. So, oh, and Donna, hello. Did I say hello to you, Donna, already? So last week we had the Six of Pentacles, and I loved seeing, as I always do, the different perspectives that we had on this card, not only from the 5 cards that I pulled as alternatives, but those that you guys shared in the Tarot Playdate Facebook group. Did anybody do Instagram? Did I miss it on Instagram? I know, Kiana, you're one of my Instagram folks, but I always love seeing them. So, and I think this card in particular really brought a lot of different energies. And I know when we all pulled this card, okay, good. I'm glad I said hi. Now you got 2 highs. That happens sometimes too. But I know when we first pulled this card, everybody's like, freaking pentacles, like, meh, whatever. Meh came up quite a few times. But then as we got rolling, I think I came away from that play date thinking, wow, like this whole group turned that around and recognized how much there is in this card to dive into. So does anybody have any good Six of Pence stories or card draws this week? If not, that's okay. This is just a reminder what we covered last week. It's kind of like the recap. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Mendy. Welcome in. Oh, that rhymed. That was not intentional, but it did. All right. So either share your Six of Pence stories or both, while we also want to collect our 5 questions for this week. So I need some good questions this week. If you want wands, ask wandsy questions. I don't know if you can even do that with the tarot. But does anybody have any questions they'd like to see us answer with our card of the week? I need 5, so I need those good volunteers. Put them in all caps, because otherwise I probably will miss them. Okay, Kiana, at least I didn't miss it, and at least you know I'm looking, right? So hi, Gracia, welcome in. Let's see, Corbin said, I was able to redistribute some funds to local organizations helping folks in need right now. Felt very appropriate for the card. Yes, it did. And that was really nice of you. That's great. I love hearing stories like that. Does nobody have any questions for me this week? Or for us, I guess I should say? Okay, Anne's got one for us. Why might some of us be feeling tarot funk right now? Okay. Yeah, and I know there's been some talk about that too lately. So why might some of us be feeling tarot funk right now? Thanks for throwing one out there for me. Tarot funk in little quote marks, because it's become a phrase, hasn't it? Okay. How do we hold on to our sanity this week? Patrice, you look like you're hanging on with a thread there with that head exploding emoji. Okay. How do we hold on to our sanity this week? By hanging out together and having fun in Tarot Playdate. I can answer this for you. How do we hold on to our sanity this week? And that was Patrice, right? Head exploding emoji, yes. Why can't any of us sleep? You know, that's actually, there's a lot of people having sleep issues. So why can't we? So we can't assume that everybody's not sleeping, but so why are we as a community having trouble sleeping? Why aren't we sleeping? That'll be really fun to see how we answer that with this card. So I'm totally taking it, Simon, even if it was a joke. Let's see. Oh, we've got a lot of yes, Simon. So apparently we're all on board for that. Okay. Emily, that's quite a question. How can we protect our energy amidst an abundance of toxic positivity? Is the positivity toxic? That feels like a loaded question. I think I might need a little bit greater understanding of what you're looking for there. Let's see, who else did we get? Oh my gosh. Okay. Wait, my chat jumped. I'm so sorry. What is tarot funk? Typed that carefully, says Wendy. How can we best dive into learning something new? Oh, I like that, Shane. How can we best dive in to learning something new? Is that your first question, Shane? I think it is. Okay, I know there's been a lot of questions in here. Am I not sleepless in Seattle? You know, Simon, I think that's one of like the first Facebook exchanges we ever had. I posted something like really late and you were like, are you sleepless in Seattle? What should we dive deep on this week? Okay, so, okay, Elizabeth, I'm really sorry I skipped your question. I wasn't quite sure how to phrase it and I wasn't quite sure what the intent was. So if you explained it later and I missed it, I apologize. It was not intentional. Okay, but I'm going to take this one from Julie. What should we dive deep on this week? And I see there are a lot more questions. As always, the caps really help because I really look past the little case on these ones. And if you had a question that I didn't pick, bring it back next week. Oh, because like Michelle had, adjust to a more normal life, best way to release overcoming burdens. Sean's been having fantastic dreams. I've just been having a lot of dreams. I don't know if I would use the word fantastic for them, but they have existed in abundance, I would say. Okay, it sounds like a lot of people are on board with that sleep question, so definitely not a joke. Oh, Elle, you had a question. Please write this down. Bring it back for me next week because I have 5. What's something we've been subconsciously neglecting that needs our attention this week? Oh, good ones. If only I watched the chat back in time, I would write them down and bring them back as backups. All right, are we ready for a good shuffle? Michelle says, I have experienced toxic positivity, people not letting you feel your true feelings, denying that we are going through real difficulties. Oh, I see. That makes a lot of sense, actually, that you would be dealing with that. And I don't know if Elizabeth, was it Emily said more about that as well, but that actually makes a lot of sense. Okay, wands. You know, the more you say it, the more it jinxes us, I feel like. You know, we're going to get something like another Pentacles. We all need to be grounded or something. All right, let's read through these questions because I like to do that as I shuffle. Simon's looking for a hermit. Okay, first question from Anne. Why might some of us be feeling tarot funk right now? 2, how do we hold on to our sanity this week? From Patrice. So maybe, Emily, we could also just hold on to our sanity amidst toxic positivities. Maybe we can wrap that in there for you. 3, why aren't we sleeping? Asks Simon. Shane asks, how can we best dive into learning something new? And our 5th and final for this week, what should we dive deep on this week? Ooh, I love diving deep. Okay. Oh gosh, we've got a lot of good guesses in here. Sounds like I need to take the cat's block off. All right. We've got somebody feeling the devil, the magician, the hermit, the wands. Jamie likes hearing Simon shout. All right. We're going to all see the reveal together. All right. There it is. Not only is it a wand, it is the Ace of Wands. Your wish is my command. I am the genie holding out the wands for you. Finally, I can create a different colored thumbnail for this video. Oh my goodness. All right. Good job manifesting, everyone. That is what collective energy is all about. All right. Oh, Simon's a reshuffle. You know what, Simon? The tarot gives you what you need, not what you want. I think that's going to be my slogan forever and forever. All right. So initial thoughts. We've got a lot of yays and yes, and except for Simon, you know, he's just being contrary because, oh, Vaughn has thoughts. All right. Emily says this is interesting. Interesting. Maybe especially dealing with your question. I'm not going to be able to not answer your question, Emily, now because it's totally in my head. All right. Vaughn, can you please stop helping? Thank you. We're trying to collectively concentrate here. So the Rolling Stones is in Donna's head. All right. Oh, LL called Simon instead of Dad. Ooh, you in trouble now. Okay, so Kathy says, hi, Kathy, by the way. That is so strange. I have had a burst of creative energy this week. Oh, Nancy, did I say? Oh, I did say hi to you, I think, Nancy. All right, so we are all loving this. I'm sorry about the dog. Vaughn, come here. It's just a car in the neighborhood somewhere. So, all right. So first initial thoughts. What does this card mean to you? So putting our questions aside for a minute, what do you typically think of when you see this card, just generically speaking? So overall thoughts and impressions and what meanings are. So Anne says, the spark of intention and motivation. Sorry, Corbin, I got everybody's dogs talking to everybody. I mean, they've been socially distanced too, right? So maybe they need a little interaction. Inspiration, says Bastet. Simon's adopting Shane. In place of Elle, you know, they kind of come as a package deal these days, Simon. I don't know if you know that. All right. Let's see. Take action, says Kimberly. I love that. Tiny dancer sees a penis. I mean, I guess there's the phallic symbol there. Spark of creativity, says Wendy. Creative energy, says Donna. A new spark of passion. Yes, Jilly. Coming up with answers to questions or solutions to issues. You know what, you guys? This is one of my cards of the day. I pulled 2 cards of the day, and I got the Ace of Swords, or Ace of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and I got the Page of Swords, which is all about creative energy. So this has actually surfaced twice for me in particular today. Let's see, Elizabeth. Oh, wait, I don't want to miss these. Coming up with answers to questions or solutions to issues, says Simon. New beginnings, enterprise, and invention, says Kiana. Elizabeth, self-image, inspiration. Oh, interesting with the self-image. That's an interesting take. Kathy says, new energy, invitation to the dance. Sean, beginning of creative thought. That's definitely one that always kind of comes to me right away for this card. Emily, encouragement to pursue creative pursuits. Motivation, says Corvin. I know a lot of people in this chat that this is really a great card for today. Emily, impulsivity. Ooh, that's another good one. Now is your chance to be courageous, says Elizabeth. Oh, Simon, this is in your weekly spread as well. Oh, see, this is the week for the Ace of Wands. It's the right week for it. Kiana says male virility and fertility. I always kind of forget about that aspect of the wands, unless I'm looking at that one Celtic deck. You know the one. You know the one I mean. Wendy, grasp the opportunity to be creative, especially if you're stuck at home with time on your hands at this time. Kiana, travel and adventure. Jennifer, do something active. Yes, get my butt out of the house. No regrets, says Tiny Dancer, in regards to this question, or was that an answer to a question, something else? But I think that's what you mean. Gracia, hi Gracia. Creativity. Julia, here's your new normal. The Artistry of Tarot, Mendy. Oh, you were talking about, you're answering a question, sorry. Just do it, even if you don't feel like it, says Beth. Abundance, says Elle. Yeah. Yes, for you, that's definitely what it means. Courage. Oh, hi, Robin. Make a start with some fresh ideas today. Yes. I'm excited about this card today. Can you tell? It's like written on my face, I'm pretty sure. I'm feeling pretty good about this card. Emily says, opportunities to play and explore. White Tree Tarot says, very alive energy with the green leaves on the wand. Yes, lots of growth. I was just outside in my garden, and I was just thinking, like, all the plants are starting to bloom. Actually, they're like in bloom now, and it just looks so pretty. And I thought, oh, this is a day, like, I want to be outside and I want to be in that. Kiana says astrological associations, the fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Simon, act on your feelings of enthusiasm. I love that, Kiana, when you throw that stuff in there in the numerology, because that definitely goes into my notes, you know, one day when I actually take them. But I'm gonna do it. Maybe this is what the Ace of Wands is telling me. Essence says, grab the stick, believe in the spark and swish, and you'll see the spark become the flame. The minute you said that, I'm thinking like swish and flick, swish and flick from Harry Potter. All right, Wendy, we probably need this energy right now. I think we do. Our garden is coming to life. Sean agrees. Yes, we need this card. Let's see. Light of subconscious mind. Hi, by the way. New goals and new ambitions to achieve new ways, new creative projects. Should we draw a clarifier too? No. This is a one-card focus session. We'll have to get creative once we get past the 78 cards and figure out what we want to do next, but we stay focused. A ripening of new projects and pursuits, says Emily. And believe in your abilities to achieve. L, new insight, passion, new ideas, and a spoon. Yes, grab those spoons, girl. Yeah, I really love this one too, Corbin. I mean, again, can you tell? I'm super excited about it today. Aw, thanks, Jen. So it feels very encouraging, says Emily. Growth, new starts. Yes, get a grasp of what is going on, says Jackie. You feel it inside, embrace it, says Essence. Yes, lots of, so much good stuff in this card. So let's do our fun. Even though I think you can see the elements pretty well, I'm going to still do the thing for you where we will pull it up close. We'll look at everything in the cards, see if you see something new. What grabs your attention? Tell me that, and let's dive into the symbology of the card. So here, Is that a building back there? I guess I always saw that as mountains, but that looks like a castle or something in the back. So what kind of grabs your eye first thing in this card today? Corvin says, I love the new growth sprouting. And it does look like a castle. You know, for me today, what's really been grabbing my eye in this card is the gray cloud and the white hand and the wand coming out of that gray cloud, you know, kind of coming out of the darker times and the more troubled times. This is not a light and fluffy cloud that this hand is, you know, is kind of presenting this wand from. So that's something that has definitely grabbed my attention today. Magic because wands for a start, says Emily. Smoke screen or cloud, asked Julia. Looks like a castle ruins. Ooh, that's kind of an interesting way. So not a necessarily intact castle, but like the ruins. Ancient building of some kind. The amount of green, Kathy's noticing. So green trees, green mountains and the leaves, new growth. Sandra's noticing the green leaves. Shane is also kind of pulled by the hand and the dark cloud. I mean, I know for some earlier, the wand itself stood out. Let's see here. Jilly says, I always like that the aces seem like the ideas coming from nowhere, divine inspiration, right? It just, and I don't know that all the decks do this, but I love in this one, this original tarot, that the kind of the white light that emanates from this hand, it just makes it feel that much more magical and sparking and all of that. Sean says the background is not important to me in this card. Interesting. So you just kind of go right for the main event. Water, river, and stream, notes Jackie. Emily notices the presence of water, so perhaps the relationship between how we feel and our emotions about what we are pursuing or trying to perceive. Yes, I love that. Anne says, the wand emanates all, reach for the sky. There's like a certain voice you have to say that in, right? Light of subconscious mind, we should do some gardening, grow our own forest. Oh, I should not try. Like I said, my garden was pretty. It's because I finally got smart and started paying people to do it because I do not have a green thumb. Let's see. Intuition with the water, following the intuition, says Emily. Wendy says, I always see the hand as something being offered and you decide if to take it. That's interesting. Does anybody look at that from a different perspective? Is this your hand in any reading, or the querent's hand in any reading? I'm kind of curious. Simon, the card is a mirror. A mirror. I know Elle's going to make fun of me no matter how I say it. We are the wand engendered by the forces of the earth and light. A jewel of life force, offshoot of the past, energy of the present, root of the future if shoots are missing. Oh, interesting. Robin says this card contains more in it than you could shake a stick at. Very true. Very true. The aces may look simple, but they're not. Simon says rigidity, dry as a bone, dead. Oh, where the shoots are missing? Is that what you mean? Yes, Anne has been making some great pouches that she's been putting in the Hermit's Cave. They've been beautiful, Anne. Jackie says, concentrate on one thing, the thing in hand. That's another great way to look at this. Essence says, I see the gray as smoke, like holy smokes. Where did that come from? That feeling, that thought, like, oh, yeah. Or like that wake up in the middle of the night, or the spark of something when you're in the shower. Okay, yeah, you do have that 200 character limit. So when the shoots are missing. Okay, I just want to make sure I was putting those two thoughts together correctly for everybody there. Water, don't stagnate, says Jackie. Kiana says the multiple buds on the wand symbolizing new ventures. Sean, a time to move forward. Yes. Elle says white, the blend of all colors and the color of light. The color white is associated with moon and the crown chakra, right? Ooh, we're all a white hand. Thumbs up. This is Robin. You know, I mean, that does seem to indicate some kind of approval for the idea that's happening, perhaps. Emily says that just reminded me of the phrase, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Yeah, you know, when I start thinking about those metaphors and those phrases, sometimes I really have to wonder where those come from. Kathy notes that it's interesting that the sky is gray, right? It's not yellow, it's not blue, as we see some of the other colors in the sky. It's gray, right? Let's see here. Oh, did anyone explain the castle? Do you have it in the book? In the book, the handy dandy book? The ultimate guide to the Rider Waite Tarot, that all I ever do is show the book and then let you read out loud from or for us. So we all talked about being maybe a castle or a castle ruins. What does it say in the book? Because it's much easier for you than when I try to do this one-handed, I think. So I appreciate you doing that for us. What a great moderator. Heather says, I always love that there is new life growing on the wand, even though technically it should be dead, right? Because it's cut from the tree. So how is that life sprouting? It is magic. Yeah, I never really thought about that, Heather. That really should be a dead wand. Or a dead branch, maybe. Unless it just recently got cut. But I think the sprouting is what's happening. Light of Subconscious Mind says, new sprouts and wand in hand, holding all the family together, all the family branches. Emily said, did we talk about why that we think the clouds are gray? No, we commented on the color, but we didn't necessarily talk about why that is, except for I kind of mentioned that to me, this means, coming out of difficulties or troubled times. That's one potential. But what do you think, Emily? Essence, I read something recently that made me look at how the hand is holding on to each suit in the aces. The Ace of Wands looks like a flickering movement follows. Right? So it looks like they're preparing to take some kind of action or movement. Is that what you mean by that? Life goes on, says Wendy. All right, Simon's got the castle for us. Home protection, security, clear identification, control over the great expanse of land. Ooh, I love that. Again, magic powers. That's what that interprets to in my brain. Anyone else? Kathy says, or if the hand is providing a life source. Like the growth in the Hanged Man pole, says Donna. Oh, see, I'm looking forward to the Hanged Man. There's a lot to dive into, I bet, when we get to that card. Kimberly, moving forward, even through difficulties, right? So through that gray cloud. Robin says, the family tree, shredded leaves, little ones leaving home. Kiana says, the wand is being held out to us by the right hand, which is the hand of giving. Oh, I always like it when we remember which hand is doing that. And it seems like it's the right hand often in the tarot, isn't it? Let's see here. I want to make sure I don't miss these. Emily says, it feels perhaps neutral, like things really could go either way. It empowers us to take the initiative to choose if we pursue it or not. Oh, if you copied that because I missed it. Oh, you did. Thank you for bringing that back down so I could see it. If there are gray clouds, confusion, or emotions are getting in the way of thinking clearly, says Elizabeth. Like the nuns in grade school, do it again and get whacked, says Julia. Behave. Simon, the gray sky, positive, neutral, objective, composed, impartial, without prejudice. So there's not a lot of judgment about the ideas happening, perhaps, right? It's just acceptance. I don't know. That's a kind of way we could twist that. Gray sky, negative, unconscious, apathetic, uninterested. Well, I don't like that one as much. I like the positive gray sky. I do. Donna, a gray sky or cloudy sky is full of possibility. Maybe a storm coming, right? Or, yesterday morning, it was gray skies and gloomy and rainy and gross in Seattle. But in the afternoon, all that gray cleared away and it was gorgeous. Windy, but gorgeous. Jackie, to seek, find and take one's place in the world, departure, arrival, being. Oh, this is good stuff. As always, very good stuff. So we've talked about the sprouts, the new growth, the clouds, the hand, maybe being the hand of giving. Does anybody see the hand as something else? Do you ever see that this is, I'm just playing devil's advocate, and I've never said these words out loud about this card, but does anybody ever see this as something being taken away rather than being handed to you? I've never seen it that way, but it just occurred to me. Like, I'm trying to figure out, what are the different perspectives we can look at this card from? Let's see. Speak softly and carry a big stick, said Teddy Roosevelt, as noted by Robin. Some storms are very powerful. Aquarius Al, oh, hi, by the way. But that hand has burst through that gray cloud. That's right. All right, see, I'm scrolling up, and I don't want to miss the blue today. Shane says, the white hand catches my attention as lightning out of a thunderous storm cloud, full of energy, vigor, and life. Brought it back because my own... and then right after I said I didn't want to skip it. Thank you. Thank you for bringing your comment back. That really helps a lot, actually. I really try not to miss these. And the chat jumps. I was actually watching, what was I watching? Oh, I think I was watching the Literary Witches that Kelly and Becca do. And I know Kelly was having the same problem. She said the chat kept jumping on her. So these days of YouTube, we're all on here doing crazy things. Donna says the hand appears to be in a forward motion. Simon says the hand is an offering as a gift. However, you are the gift for both yourself and for the world. Accept the gift and make something of it. So Emily was saying that like the hand taking away could be seen like that in a shadow context, right? I tend to see like either you are accepting or not accepting, but I don't know. Sometimes I like to challenge my own thinking a little bit. Yeah, accept the gift and make something of it. Yes, yes, yes. So let's see. What else do we talked about the hand, the clouds, the wand, sprouts. The landscape, we talked a little bit about the water, there being a bit of intuition or emotion involved because we do have some water in this card, but not so much that it puts our fire out, right? Elle says the leaves falling off the wand speak to the wand's energy being fleeting, a quick burst or spark. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Did I miss anybody else? Anything that you really want to make sure we all saw? I'm scrolling. I'm checking my blues in particular. Yeah, I saw. I got that comment from Heather. Okay, I think I'm doing all right, but if I missed something, please bring it back. Julie says the gift and the potential to start and finish the project or offering, right? I always see this as the start, and sometimes this needs to be the motivation to keep going as well. Sue, Sean says, next, are you ready for the next card? Emily, she said, because it looks like some of the leaves don't have stalks. Kiana says, Aces numerology. Ah, yes, don't forget our numerology. Ideas, new beginnings, gifts, potential, promise, opportunity, new energy, starting point, new cycle, progress, growth, pure energy of the suit. Yes. Essence, wands equals hope. Castle equals ambition. Trees equal growth. Here's some hope. With ambition, you will see the growth of your dream. Yeah, I'm feeling hopeful. I'm feeling hopeful with this card today and this week. Simon's going to get buried by Elle. I don't know what's happening there. All right. Any last thoughts? Because I am about to talk or pull our first alternative this week, but I think we'll be able to keep the existing conversation going. So my first, which I randomly for anyone who's new here this week, I randomly draw 5 decks from my collection that are Rider-Waite-Smith based. I don't pull in like my Tarot de Marseille or anything like that. Oh, she said you were a treasure. That's because you can hear the sarcasm in her voice, right? So one of my 5 randomly drawn decks this week is the Sawyer's Path Tarot by Jamie Sawyer, which I have managed to save and salvage. So let's take a look. She holds pretty true to the RWS. Ooh, but there's some fun stuff. Oh, fun. These are very slippery cards. One of the slipperiest decks that I have, but it's really gorgeous. So she has this lovely tattoo style, but I think we can look at a lot of the elements that she has in this card here. And I think the thing that, and I'll pull it really close, I'll pull it back so we can talk about it. And tell me what your kind of initial things that drew your eyes were. There we go. A little focus for us. That tattoo. Lots going on here. I really love that the castle was brought forward and really kind of highlighted in front of the mountains. Interesting in this particular card. Yeah, I noticed that tattoo right away too, Simon. I just thought, oh, that's a really cool element. The beautiful crystal at the top of the wand. Yeah, she puts the crystals throughout all of her wands. So I just love them. Snap, says Simon. The cloud is white, not gray this time. Yes, Jackie. The diamonds. Yeah, I think this is a beautiful Ace of Wands. Crystals in the wand. No, it's Jilly. Let's see. Kimberly noticed the wand or loves the wand. It looks like a portal opening, says White Tree Tarot. Yes, right? It's like, ooh, do you want to step through? Are we stepping from? Was it slippery before the disaster? Yes. Yes, Elle, it was. I'm scrolling back through the chat here, just make sure I didn't miss any comments. Yeah, Heather says, I was just thinking that it looked like a portal too. She has crystals in the wand, fancy, and she's planting that wand. Does it look like that's what she's doing there? Like really just kind of like staking a stake in the ground sort of thing. This is the Sawyer's Path Tarot by Jamie Sawyer, Simon. For anybody who's interested in it, I don't think she sells it in her shop. Well, she doesn't have stock, but there's kind of like some kind of a print on demand service, I think, for these. I also have her tiles. Ms. says, love the colors. Hi, Ms. Kimberly's noticing the fire. And somebody else just said, oh, Kathy was also noticing that the fire licks around the portal. Emily says it feels very spirited and empowered. Bastet noticing the fiery energy. I talked about the deck. Hopefully everybody's got it. Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer, for putting that in the chat. Kiana says, I really like that it depicts the fire energy of the card with actual fire. And Emily is saying something about a crystal ball. Is that like maybe like this or this? Oh, this could be a crystal ball instead of a portal. I think I get what you're saying there. Oh my gosh, the chat is moving so fast. You all have lots of thoughts on this card. Let's see. I need her tiles. Yeah, I do have this deck in the tile form, and I was just thinking like earlier today that it might be really fun to play with those again. Jackie says the castle looks more warm and welcoming in this one. Printer Studio. Thank you, Jamie. Okay, that makes sense. I haven't ever gotten a deck from Printer Studio, so thank you, Jamie and Elizabeth. I appreciate that. Do I have a walkthrough of this deck? I believe that I do. I believe that I do. It would have been one of my earlier ones, but I do think I do. If I don't, let me know. Shane says, my initial reaction was to see the fire and relate it to the gray cloud of the RWS. However, then I saw the flames on the wrist of the hand, so right there, and see it as once again passion and energy to go do it. L is trash to glide. Primary colors are very eye-catching, says Donna. Okay, we're all confirming it's on Printer Studio for anybody who wants this deck. Kathy, the plants on the left look like a series of arrows. I was noticing that too. Doesn't that really drive like a feeling of movement? Let me get my face out of the way so you guys can see what we're talking about there. Yeah, and it's like this, it's almost like they're taking off, right? That little energy that's right down there at the bottom. Do I want to trade? No, I don't want to trade. Plus, this deck has been through the ringer. As some who know that. All right, Simon saving for Glastonbury. Also, I know there's another Jen in the room, so if I answer a question meant for the other Jen, I apologize. Wands and crystals, liking the combo. Corvin's loving the deck. The clouds remind me of Tibetan air art, says Ms. Oh, interesting. I don't know that I would know that. It's a very active card, more yin energy, says Mindy. Oh, let me not click that. Or did you mean yang? Which one's, it's the yin that's more active, right? I always think it should be the yang and it's like backwards or something. But you would type yin, so I don't know which one it is. White tree, with passion and will, you can even travel through dimensions. Yang, okay, thank you. Sorry, I guess I should just read a little further. Oh, okay. So I didn't do a walkthrough, but Jennifer Ball's Witch House has a walkthrough of that. So if you guys want to, if somebody wants to see and you guys want to put a link to that one, that would be totally fine with me here. Oh, a trade for the tiles. Yeah, that's totally not happening. That's cute. That's a good try, Simon. It's totally not happening. Let's see. The cloud is white. That's much more positive, perhaps, says Emily. Playing devil's advocate, perhaps white reflecting the pure energy of the suit as ace. Ooh. Elle says, I'm really bad at aces. Wendy says, I definitely want this deck. So this is a lot of fun. All right. So our first question, let's tackle it, shall we? While Simon's trying to negotiate deals. Oh, do you have the tiles too, Jen? He's trying to get them. Good luck with that. Really good luck with that. So our first question from Anne was, why might some of us be feeling tarot funk right now? So how would you answer this question until you have something I really want? Oh yeah, it would have to be something. That's for darn sure. Why might some of us be feeling tarot funk right now? So how can the Ace of Wands answer that for us? Oh, Jennifer put her own link. That's perfect. Thank you, Jennifer. All right. What do you think? Why might some of us be feeling tarot funk right now? Is it because we're not experiencing this burst of energy? Or are we having ideas that are sprouting in too many directions, or other ideas that are taking over or distracting us from the tarot? Donna says we've lost our motivation. Sean says we are not feeling creative. Emily said, let's take it back to basics. So maybe we're not appreciating kind of that initial spark and enthusiasm, and we need to regain that, right? Come back to what got us excited about it in the first place. Let's see. Okay, we're talking about, find the root of your passion, says Al, right? So connect with the why. Like, what is it? Why do I want to do this thing? Or why do I want to do tarot? Why did I start it in the first place? And kind of going back to that initial and remembering that what sparked your interest, what sparked your passion. Let's see, let's not push ourselves to achieve too much at this time, says Emily. Bassett says we need to take the wand. The hand is offering us this new spark, but we have to grab it first. Kathy says it's probably because we have too much energy and are overwhelmed. You know, lots of fiery energy happening. We're not choosing to accept the gift of inspiration, says Donna. Yes, the tiles are very expensive. Yes, they are. Too grounded, says Tiny Dancer. So maybe we're not embracing enough of our fiery energy. Yes. Let's see. I have to pick over the talk about the tiles. Robin says, why did I ever pick up this stick and run with it? I have the Lenormand as well. So I have both her tarot and Lenormand tiles. So Anne, are you still in the room? What do you think? How do you think this answers your question? Oh, she applauded Emily. Oh, about the comments above when we were observing the card. Overcoming laziness, says Beth. Okay, Anne's liking the advice for the question. Yeah, well, I mean, these things are special. Okay, before I move on to the next card, well, I'll just pull out these tarot tiles. I can't get too off. We have a format here on Tarot Playdate, but I got these in this beautiful wooden box for earlier editions. But these are the little tarot tiles. So they come in this box like this, and they have the weren't burned astrological symbols on the back. Or you can choose to get her logo, like the crystals, like she has, and get more like the crystal design on the back. But I really wanted those astrological associations, even though I don't know what a lot of the glyphs are. So it is a treasure. Now, what I actually have to figure out is sort of the best way to shuffle them, you know, and so I need to make somebody in my family make me an extra large bag that maybe I can use as sort of a shuffle bag to put them in. But, oh, my Tarot de Marseille is all over the floor over there now. my marshmallow Marseille. All right, did anybody else have any thoughts on this before we move on to our next card? Kiana said, it's funny because being off work, am I holding that upside down? No. I have plenty of time for my tarot studies and other passions, but I just have no energy. I just want to lay around and watch Netflix. I think that's been a really big problem. I've been kind of like looking forward to the weekend, and I have so many plans about what I want to do with my tarot studies for the weekend. And next thing I know, I've spent, 5 hours doing, I don't know what. I don't know what. Emily says, the only element I can't see is the water here. So perhaps we need to slow down and sense what it is we actually feel and hold space for ourselves to feel what we feel. All right, we've got people on the hunt for tiles. This happens every play date. There's always one that sort of triggers the Googling offshoot, if you will. I'm working. Oh, sorry. Essence, put them in a bag and mix them. Yes, I just need one that's quite big enough. The ones that I have aren't quite big enough, and I don't want to do them in a bowl because I don't want to damage them. Elle says incorporating other tools in terms of the literal imagery, whack out your wand and crystals. Yeah, bring your crystals into your practice. That's one of the things that I was doing in the beginning that I've gotten kind of lazy with. And I always feel like when I actually take the time to sort of center and use my crystals and really embrace that, just the feeling that I get when I sit down to use my cards, I tend to be much more in tuned and enjoy my readings more, I think. Yeah. Oh, Shane's working on something for you, Simon. Simon. Elle and I have seen a prototype. All right, so let's go. I'm going to do kind of back and forth with some that I think are more closely aligned with RWS and those that aren't. Again, these were randomly drawn. It's okay. I actually think it's fun. This is what Playdate is about. We get together, we have a good time. It does not have to be too serious. I do not mind one bit when I see the conversation going full board. Okay, so my next deck that I have is the Dark Days Tarot. So this is, I think the last time we had the Dark Days, we actually, oh, this is interesting. We had the World, which is right in front of the Ace of Wands when I order my deck. And I'll have the book out handy just in case, because that might be, we might want to reference it. All right, so here is our Ace of Wands from the Dark Days Tarot. So tell me what you think of this. I'm going to pull it up really close. It's glossy, so hopefully we won't get too much glare. And I can get some better focus. Come on, come on, come on. It does not want to. We'll get real close. Come on. You know you want that. Come on. Almost there. Oh, it's a stubborn glossy card today. There it is. There it is. There we go. Very different. Simon immediately. Meh. We have to get at least one meh per play date or we're not doing it right. Right? Okay, thank you for being here, Wendy. Hi, Emmy. We're on our second alternative card here. Take your nose out of your butt and get going, says Robin. Does anybody see something? So Emily thinks it's stunning. What kind of, I mean, I think this kind of silhouette within this face here is really interesting. And I mean, she seems to be leading a little bit with her sexuality in this one, right? With the flowery pasties going on. So those are the pasties that we've talked about in the past for British folks. It means something different here in the US. No connection with this at all, says Sean. The birds, says Emily. So you notice the birds. Yeah, I noticed the birds as well. Jen says, I like this card, seeing the self through the third eye, right? Oh, so see, and I like that's right where her head is, right? Hardly seems natural, says Simon. It's TPP feminine. The Ace of Wands is a masculine card. Oh, it's too feminine. Yeah, it's too feminine. The Ace of Wands is typically a masculine card. Yeah, it's kind of throwing something off a little bit with that, isn't it? So different than the big D energy. Yeah, I think this deck is much more feminine embracing. That's for sure. Her mouth is a flower too, right? So right here. So does that mean that like whatever she says is going to bring forth something beautiful? I don't know. Sandra says, no, I don't get anything with this card. Empowered sexuality, says Emily. Let's see. Me no likey this one. Maybe it's because I just don't get it. So this one's challenging. So I'm going to find this. We're going to read it from the book and see what the artist has to say here and see if it helps us along, especially because we still have a question to answer. Book, I got you, Elle. All right. The Ace of Wands indicates an internal urge toward creation, affirming freedom from why with the hard words? Antecedent limitations and readiness to actualize ideas. This card urges you to harness your creative confidence and feel self-assured that you are gliding into future success. Now is a time to be open, innovative, and positive, not a time for withdrawal. So this is really meant to express the openness and the confidence. You know, she looks confident to me. She's putting it all out there as far as I can tell in a shadowy form, sure. But Heather really likes this card. Donna asked, does the rose equal the wand? Yeah, so I think the wands are expressed by flowers in this deck. Because if I look at the Two of Wands, she's holding flowers in her hands. So I think, yeah, I think this flower is representative of the wand. Essence still doesn't get it. Aquarius L says they're great ideas, but I don't see it in the card. Fair enough. Fair enough. Rachel, I feel like the face in the white circle reminds me of the full moon. Like this is your time to act, fruition. Oh, I like that. Sean says, I would never get, I'm assuming you mean the meaning from the book, from the image. Are you sure you have the correct card? I'm pretty sure. It says, it's hard to read, but it does say Ace of Wands. And I just read it in the book. So I feel fairly confident it's the right one. Let's see. Emily says, I love it. I love that we get all these differing opinions. This is why having so many tarot decks, this is why I don't just pull one alternative card as well, right? So the image on the face is how she sees herself. Oh, see, so is she looking at herself and saying, yes, I'm this confident woman. I'm ready to go forth and share my ideas and do all of the things. So now here's where I really challenge you. I know you're up for the challenge. I know you can do this. Let's see, before I do, the rose definitely feels phallic to me, says Emily, especially because of the way the flowers reproduce. Oh, interesting. So our second question was from Patrice. How do we hold on to our sanity this week? So work with it, challenge yourselves. How do we hold on to our sanity this week? Is the face behind her the voice of inspiration? Well, if you think it is, Donna, then sure. I think that definitely makes a lot of sense. You know, so to me, how can we hold on to our sanity this week? Maybe it's sit on a bed of roses, sit in the garden, surround yourself with flowers. Let's see. Kiana says, Jen, I posted something for you regarding a bag for your Source Path tarot tiles. Couldn't tag you on Facebook. Thank you. I appreciate that. I will have to remember to go look that. You could also, if you're in the Facebook group, you could put it in the Facebook group too. Heather says, thank you, Heather. This is exactly where I was going to kind of go with this. Tap into our inner sense of confidence, empowerment, and passion. Yes, grab onto our sexuality, says Kathy, right? If nothing else helps, read the book, the instructions, etc. Yes, so you could take our experience with this card literally and say, okay, you know, maybe I need to dig a little deeper. Maybe I need to get a little more information in order to stay sane, right? So don't just trust what's put right in front of you if you need more to supplement your understanding. Remember our inner strength that we carry within, says Kimberly. Oh, I love that. Aquarius Al says, I guess stop and smell the roses. I can feel the shrug like in your shoulders when you say that. Patrice says, this card doesn't help with my sanity, right? Because is it twisting? Well, it's challenging you. So maybe what that means, Patrice, is that you need a challenge. You need to challenge your brain so you don't get stuck in a rut. Maybe that. Let's see. Tune in and be true to ourselves, says Beth. Bye, Mandy. I think you just said you'll watch later. Rose Oil and Nakedness is Tiny Dancer. Emmy, I think it's a beautiful card, but I'm not sure if I like it for an Ace of Wands. Let's see. Oh, I like the Rose Oil and Nudity, says Patrice. Emily, I think, yes, Self-Love 2 and Glamour Magic. Oh, got it. Kiana, perfect. Thank you. Let's see. Be more creative in our sexuality, says Sean. Yes. Oh, you've got to get pregnant or impregnate someone. Does that help with sanity? It will definitely turn a spark to an ever-burning flame. I mean, does anybody else think there's going to be a baby boom after all of this? Let's just, yeah. All right. I won't torture those of you who are not connecting with this card any longer, but hopefully those of you who are have gotten something out of it. Elle says, your words and intentions can either be thorny and hurt or beautiful like a flower. How cheesy. Don't judge yourself for your ideas. Be confident in your ideas, Elle. Okay. Literally have sex, says Emily. Patrice says, good insight. I'll take it. All right. Patrice says, good enough. Let's move on. The question for this one, Jen, was how do we hold on to our sanity this week? Okay, by challenging ourselves. That was my take on that. All right, our third deck. Let's bring it back. I feel like we just had this card, but I did just recently refresh, or this deck. But I did just recently refresh my. We went through all my collections. So we have the Tarot Grand Lux today. Kelly Bear is not in the room to hate on this deck, but maybe somebody will take her place. We'll see. Ooh, this one's, ooh, Shane, you're going to like this one, I think. Yeah, you zoned out during that card. I mean, you might not have been the only one. I think we lost a few viewers on that one. So this is the Ace of Wands. Somebody said they liked the fire. I'm bringing you the fire now. So here is our Ace of Wands from the Tarot Grand Lux by Tyrell Marchetti. Look at that dragon. That is some business. There's a few folks who like the fire and the dragon. Mm-hmm. You love the GL. What's the GL, Maharat? Baby boom. What happened to social distancing? Well, you know, the people that are, you know, quarantined together. It's because it's fantasy. Wow. Funny how I can grasp way more now, though, says Shane. Yeah. So, Shane, this one's already calling to you a little bit. You must have made a comment up here maybe that I missed. No. Sean says, I'll take Kelly's place in hating on this deck. I added the last part for you there. All right. Oh, chat is moving fast now. All right. Let me get caught up. So, oh, Corbin, you missed a card that nobody really liked, so you're probably fine. Oh, Elle says, I'll definitely fly the hate flag on behalf of Kelly today. The last deck was the Dark Days, so this was our card from the Dark Days Tarot, Corbin, if you want to take a quick look. I can bring back the hate on that. Oh, Grand Lux, GL. Heck. Yeah, you know, his decks can somewhat be divisive. People either really love them or really don't love them. Is that a nail on top of the wand? Let's see. No, actually, I think that's just a Roman numeral there. A Roman numeral. A Roman numeral. So powerful and protective, says Emily. That's one of the decks I chose for Tarot Playdate. Oh, yes, you did. That maybe. Oh, that's why it was familiar to me, because you had just shown a card from it. That's right. Oh, and I also had a card. Oh, we had a card from the Tarot of Dreams, one of his other decks last week for the Six of Pentacles. So Shane says, dragons are often depicted as strong, confident, bold, and strong. Dragons don't doubt themselves and aren't afraid to go with what they want. Go kidnap that princess or take over that town. Be your own dragon. I love it, Shane. Emily says it feels very fiery, obviously. Perhaps not as balanced as the RWS, just fire, right? We don't have that tempering water and earth energy that we have in the original, right? Because we're like, this is like the balls to the walls card right here, isn't it? Forgive my language for that, but that's what came to mind. Let's see. White Tree Tarot. Interesting that those leaves are still green, surrounded by all that flowers. So we still have that growth, all of that, out of all of that fiery energy. Oh my gosh. This is a good time for tea while you guys chat amongst yourselves here. Emmy says that dragon is not joking around, right? This is some serious aggressive stuff. Yes. Yes, Sean. Jilly says, I love the dragon in this card, but man, it looks so unleashed, right? I'm really interested to look back and figure out which question we have for this one. Is it Shane's question that we have for this one? Nope, it's Simon's question. Oh, this is going to be fun. Oh, this is going to be fun. Okay. This is totally a House Targaryen type of card, says Kiana. Gives me a major action-oriented vibe. Go forth and take what you want. It does feel like an abundance of fire. Essence 818. I mean, the Ace of Wands is generally the spark that needs fuel, but this is full blown. Okay, let me see if I can say this in the voice that I'm supposed to, like, Fia! Was that right? You tell me if that wasn't right. Kathy, the wand is forged through the energy of the fire. Simon's retracting all of his comments. And he's bringing forth his question. Heather says the dragon looks to me like it is laughing. Like, is he laughing? Like, I mean, maybe he's having a good old freaking time, right? So Simon asks, why can't we sleep? Which I think is really funny with this card, actually. Very Game of Thrones vibes in this card, Emily, for sure. Julie says, it's a take no prisoners kind of card. Where's the balance? Yeah. I'm not seeing it so much in this card. I'm giving you that. That's for sure. Elle says, we have too much energy. We need to burn it, right? Like we have no outlet. So I feel like maybe what this is for a lot of the folks that are having trouble sleeping and that we're in this time of self-isolation, it's like all of this energy is getting pumped up. That's not the word. Built up. And, so we have all this fiery energy and nowhere to release it. So maybe that's where the lack of balance is coming in as well. Yes, I love that. White Tree Tarot, too many fiery thoughts flying through our heads. Jackie, the dragon looks like it's guarding the wand. Aquarius Al says we can't sleep because we're having dragon nightmares. Donna says too much energy is keeping us awake. Why too much energy? Asks Heather. Shane says, or maybe if it's something like me, you haven't spent enough, or did you mean slept enough? Too hot, too much pent up energy. Yeah, everybody seems to think like, yeah, too much pent up energy, too much energy to burn because we are on fire energetically. Yeah, you all had the same thought at the same time. Yes, I feel like this one really clarifies or answers that question really, really well. Emily says, wow, yes, I think temper that fire with something cooling and calm, right? How can we relax ourselves? How can we center ourselves? How can we bring that balance back? Maybe that's where we start to sleep a little bit better. Kathy says, we can't sleep because we are going through a time of transition, which is accompanied by the ring of fire. Emily says, feel the burn. Shane says, I spent 24 hours awake after having finally found a creative burst. And after that was released, I was able to sleep. Use your energy. Dive into something you're passionate about. And that's coming from like a real life experience. That's great advice, Shane. Simon says, I'm not used to the unusually hot weather. Yeah, it's been warmer here too, but I don't mind it. Hi, Jesse. Welcome in. You just finished reading a bad novel. Oh, well, welcome to the fiery dragon that we have going on with the Ace of Wands here. Sorry, that novel was bad. L, sleep what? Sleep who? Life's too short for that, Jesse. Yeah. Does anybody else have a trouble? Like when you're reading a bad book and you still feel like you need to finish it? That happens to me all the time. Corvin says we definitely need to, well, I added the definitely, but we need to balance that fire with some water energy. Yes, work out the energy. High intensity interval training, says Emily. Or yeah, is that right? High intensity interval training hit. Simon says, like, nope, I don't need to finish. I have a ton of half-read books. All right, that was a great card. I think that answered Simon's question very well, in my humble opinion, which is very humble indeed. All right, let's move on to our fourth deck and question. So we're going to balance things out a bit. I'm sure of it, because our next deck is the Spacious Tarot. So we're going to bring some, we're all amped up from that fiery dragon. Let's bring it into this lovely scenic environment that has been created in this deck. Please don't turn me into a liar. Nope, not a liar. Not a liar at all. This is much more subtle, wouldn't you say? So here is our Ace of Wands in the Spacious Tarot. I mean, maybe a bit of difference. Maybe. A spark, says Elle. Corvin says, this is my favorite deck. Lumos. Yes, I know that magic word, Aquarius Owl. Loads to go on here. Are you being sarcastic, Simon? I think there is actually. So, it really changes from that like fiery burst of energy and whatnot. So now it's just like, this is the beginning of the idea. This is, yeah, it's that spark. I love it. Sparklers on fireworks night. It does make me think of that too, Emily. Lumos Maximus, says Al, and magic, says Emily. Sparklers and magic, right? I mean, but it feels calm. It feels much more controlled. It feels like, okay, here's this inkling of this creative idea Now what am I going to do with it? And, we don't see the hand that's holding the wand. One of the things that I really love about this deck is I could see myself holding this wand, right? So I'm already holding it rather than maybe it being presented to me. That's something that I might see in this card. This feels more like the ace to me, to be honest, says Corbin. Let's see. Sean says it makes so much sense. Simon says intention, casting a wand. Yes. Lighthouse in the darkness says White Tree Tarot. Naomi says, oh, you missed this again? You haven't missed it. We're still going. Hi. Jesse says, I need an Ace of Wands burst of inspiration right about now. Many of us do. We think this is why we got this card today. But yes, the one will help us focus our intentions, says Emily. Jackie says, throw some light on the subject. Anne says, pointing the way ahead, right? Giving us that little glimmer of light and hope, creative energy, right? So there isn't necessarily a lot to dive into with all that's in this card. Is there anything for you that you feel is missing in this card that you miss, meaning you wish it was here? And I don't normally do that, but only because this card is so simple. Do you still get everything you need from it? Or what do you get that's different from the original RWS? Sean says, I love that it's not aggressive. I love the serenity with it. I'm really glad we had this following that other crazy fiery card. Shane says, the closer to the wand, the brighter the spark. A bit of a backwards look to the flame itself. Ooh, yes. Jilly says, light at the end of the tunnel. Simon says, it's simple and effective. Yes. Ignite the night, says Robin. Sort of off topic, but wondering if any of you have edged this deck. Well, I certainly did. I edged it in pink to go with the little pink dots on the back of this deck. So I've seen, and I think I inspired, she's not in here anymore, but I want to say, I think it was Mendy edged her deck, but it ended up being like a hotter pink than she liked. Or was that you, Elle? That might have been you. Shoot, I don't remember. Let's see. Jilly says, there's tons to dive into. What is the spark that lights our way? Jesse said, it's interesting that the original RWS doesn't actually have fire in it. None of them do, right? It's just the wands that represent that. Simon edged his in a powder blue. Emily says, I like that the deck, it leaves space for us to fill in the blanks. It gives us empowerment, right? It allows you to really immerse and put yourself into that card and into that position. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you like my edging. It was very bold of me to do it that way. Where is the spark that could be? So what is the spark that could be lighting our way? Jilly's asking, or where is it? Oh, Elle, you did it in dark blue. Okay, so it must have been Mindy who did the pink. So here's our fourth question. This one was from Shane. Ooh, how can we best dive into learning something new? So that's what Shane asked. So how do we want to answer that with our Ace of Wands here today? How can we best dive in to learning something new? The first thing that kind of comes to mind for me while you guys are putting in your answers here is it's embracing that spark, right? It's like, ooh, give life to that little spark. If you have that little glimmer of an idea, don't let it go, right? Don't forget about it. Latch onto it. Grab that wand with that little spark. That's my advice for this. What do you guys think? Look for guidance, says Donna. Emily says we can control our responses and create our own reality. Jackie says the backflowing flame looks like you are taking it and running with it. Oh yeah, because it looks like this has this energy, right, with that movement that it might have. Emily, what sparks your interest? Sean says start slow and keep going. Heather, the question is, how can we best dive into learning something new? So, embracing that. Learn a lot of little things, says Tiny Dancer. Ooh, so maybe more than one little spark. Yeah, that was a good observation, Jackie. Strike quickly, says Naomi. Like, grab that spark, grab it fast. Have passion for it and have some plan. That spark seems targeted, not just floating around, says White Tree Tarot. Emily, take inspired action with what you are passionate about. Anne says, keep the spark of creativity alive. Elle, take a stab in the dark. Just do it. It all starts with a little spark. Just do it. Baby steps. One thing at a time. Focus. Do it. I love that, Elle. Essence. If you have the idea, add a little more by doing a little research and compound it with the initial idea. Heather, with passion and that sense of beginner's mind. How are we doing with answering your question, Shane? Are we doing all right? Did you get what you needed? This group's kind of awesome for that. Can I just say? Can I just say? All right. I won't wait for Shane to respond, but hopefully it means he's just scribbling down notes really super duper fast. All right. Our fifth and final card. Yes, this group really does rock. I cannot gush about you all enough. Can I just say? My knowledge and open-mindedness about every card that we get just expands and expands. All right. Don't sleep. You are the spark in the dark, Shane. Shane needs to sleep. Oh, in fact, maybe he fell asleep right now because he stayed up too late. Maybe that's why he's not talking to us. Shane, this is helping. Yes, it's funny that I expected something much more like the dragon, but this one, maybe I need to slow it down and keep the spark going. Sorry, Shane. No pressure. No pressure. Yeah, see, Shane, I could really see you resonating with this card really easily, but it's great to look at this one, right? Okay, so let's challenge ourselves again. Are you ready? And I know there are people in here that really, really love this deck, and this will challenge some others. But we have the gigantic, the Alchemical Visions Tarot. Okay, so let's see what our Ace of Wands looks like in here. I'm sure there will be plenty to talk about. Emily said, follow the light as if you are HP in the dark, like Harry Potter. OMG, says Sean. Is that a good OMG or a bad OMG, Sean? Okay, so this one, they order it funny, so I have to, and I have not reordered it the way that I like it. There we go. The ones are in the back. Okay. Ooh, this is actually really pretty. Shane says, I'm sparked on two things, both my not-so-secret bags that keep getting shouted out and add my own personal interest with some new Norse things. Ooh, I like that, Shane. When I see HP, I think High Priestess, but I'm guessing you mean Harry Potter. Oh, hey, High Priestess. Ooh, that's right. We've talked a lot about Harry Potter today, so that's probably what got me. All right. Here is our Ace of Wands from the Alchemical Visions Tarot. Oh, look at it. There's like a little, is it like a little monkey? I don't think I ever would have seen this if I wasn't looking at it in a camera. Look at that little thing climbing that wand. How cute is that? Sorry, there is so much to look at in this card. I'm getting a weird screen flicker. That's really weird. Oh, that's a great deck to recommend to Shane, Simon. I don't have it, but yeah. Yeah, this is a huge card. So what grabs your attention in this Ace of Wands? And what do you think? Jackie says, reaching up to the sky, reaching for the stars. Shane's like, I know what I'm buying today. Will that be your first tarot deck you actually bought yourself, Shane? Phoenix Rising, says Naomi. Serpentine energy, says Emily. So, oh, we're seeing lots of different things. Emily sees the sun rays coming through the clouds. Corbin says, cool, oh, cool. Kind of an Ouroboros, right? Okay, let me see if I can get it to focus on that for us again. There it is, right? It's like, these snaky phoenixes. Like, and is that, what is that? Like this right here. Is that, I don't even know what that is. Every time I pull this up, like my camera starts flickering funny. One of the things that I really like about this deck is like it stays so beautifully balanced on each side of the card. It's always very symmetrical. Sea Dragon, says Bastet. It has two heads, says Donna. Too much going on for me to read, says Sean. What is the mechanism behind the hand, the clock? Yeah, that's what I was wondering, says White True Tarot. Simon says this is an oracle system, but really cool. So yeah, this particular deck, the cards, I mean, Like they are huge. Like I would never do a spread with this. I think the idea is it really is something to dive into and meditate into, and that's kind of the point of it. Is for those of you who have this, is that Simon, I think that's kind of what you're getting at as well. Sandra says, I love the amount of stuff going on in the cards in this deck. It's a cockatrice, says Shane. What is that? This thing? Does that actually have a name? Could it be a sundial? Let me see if I can zero in on it, but it might be hard to get the focus. Yeah, it's some kind of mechanical mechanism of some kind. Okay, let's see. Oh, that little that little pocket deck. This is the most enormously heavily layered deck ever, not to mention actually heavy. The aces are the tamest. Yeah, there's a lot going on. This feels like water energy here, not fire at all, says Bastet. Oh, interesting. And I feel like there's air energy to it as well. Oh, the oracle was in reference to, I don't know, I can't pronounce that name, but got it. Sorry. But I actually do think this deck is great for like a one card pull kind of thing. But of course, use it however you want. Yeah, what on earth is a cockatrice? A quick wee description, wiki something description says a cockatrice is a mythical beast, essentially a two-legged dragon or serpent-like creature with a rooster's head. Oh, that's a thing. Interesting. Sandra says, I use the cards to meditate on more. Emily, yes, it's very intense. What does the book say? Asks Jilly. Well, this is a good chunky book. Let's see if it gives us some initial thoughts on this. Oh, are people doing yard work outside? That's great. Okay. Okay. Oh gosh. Ace of Wands. Oh, it's really long, but let me see if I can just describe it. So the Ace of Wands shows us a turbulent landscape with small dark animals rising from the sea below amid a clearing storm with a large flock of birds above. In the center is a hand rising from the dark ocean holding a staff sprouting blue leaves. Behind this are an ancient calendar and an Ouroboros. So, and then it goes on, like there's a whole page of text there. But, it's funny. In all of what was going on with this card, I almost forgot the hand. So, Emily says it looks like a succulent, like the plant behind here. Hi, Hecate. Welcome in. Let's see. The gold thing at the back does appear to be astrolabe. What is that? I prefer wee. This is the Alchemical Visions Tarot, Nancy, if anybody answered that already. I'm kind of going backwards in the chat here. So, anything in particular, like does this give you a different feeling, a different energy? Is this a more exuberant energy, quieter energy? To me, it maybe is a bit more balanced in the energy. I feel like we have all the other elements here. So that's something that kind of comes in for me. Maybe even a little less fire, right? The fire is not really obviously present to me in this. I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, we got to, because Hecate, you're in Australia as well, right? Let's see. I just realized I wanted to zoom in more on this whole thing behind. Yeah, it must be like a sundial or something. Bye, Sean. Thanks for being here. All right, shall we answer our fifth and final questions? Unless anybody has some general thoughts on the card, feel free to share both. So our fifth question is, what should we dive deep on this week? Ooh, well, this is from Jilly. So we have our deep card for our deep question. What should we dive deep on this week? Astrolabe or astrolabe can be considered an analog calculator, capable of working out several different kinds of problems in astronomy, from Wiki. Okay, a wiki. Wee. Oh, there are days. Like, I can't apparently read and think at the same time sometimes. Okay. Emily says, I feel like it is more balanced, but very complex. Tempered fire for sure. Can't really see the fire other than the wand and the dragons. Are the leaves blue, said Emily. Yes, they are. I don't think they're butterflies, but we do have that little creature like crawling up the staff there, or the wand, which I think is, sorry. So what should we dive deep on this week? So answering the what, right? How do we answer the what? I read Wiki because Shane was typing too fast. He wrote WIWI and I read it out loud. Yes, like Donna said. Oui, oui. Okay, muy bien sûr. All right. We got to answer Julie's question here. Interesting blue leaves. Oh, you've missed a lot, Hecate, but we are on the Ace of Wands here. We're on our fifth and final question. What should we dive deep on this week? So I would say whatever grabs your attention, right? So whatever you're feeling passionate about, wherever that spark is happening, that creative energy, where you see the light shining, dive into that thing that is calling to you, right? You know, I see this light sort of shining down above and the wand, you know, it's like something is going to grab your attention in a way where you're like, yeah, that thing, that's the thing I need to dive into. That's the what, Jilly. I know it's vague and you may not even be here, but oh, there you are. Everything. Dive into all the things. I mean, some people have time for this right now, right? Emily says, I think we could delve deep into whatever we see and whatever we are drawn to. Yes. Yeah, see, like minds. An outdoor barbecue, says Tiny Dancer. Okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, just be the deep. Just embrace it. Just sit with it, Jilly. Just sit with the deepness. Let's see. Did I miss any other comments here? Divine inspiration, says Emily. It's like, you know, you'll know when it's right, right? When you know, you know. March to the beat of your own drum, says White Tree Tarot. Oui, dive in, says Elle. Exploration, says Beth. So maybe that is like exploring different things and figuring out what calls to you. Kiana says, for me, I should dive deep and figure out why I'm feeling so unmotivated and lazy. I need to get my spark back, so I need to find a way to do that. Maybe it's just telling me to just do it, right? I think even when we're being lazy and unmotivated, every once in a while, that little thought comes into the back of our head, right? Or maybe into the front, or maybe we spot something. You're like, oh, that's interesting. But I really don't want to stop eating my popcorn and drinking my wine, watching this Netflix show. But if you can grab onto that and hold on to that, maybe that's the first sign that that's the thing, right? All right. Let's see. Emily says, exploring thoughts, feelings, expressions, inspirations, the wholeness of our experiences. Essence says, go deep. And when you think you've reached the surface, oh no, dig deeper, right? So it starts with this. Then we get to this. Then we end up here. You know, that flame can ignite, right? There's some hope for that. All right, let's talk about our reversal. For those who read reversals, if you don't read reversals, the way that we can still look at this is, what if this is in a blocked or challenging position? I think with the aces, really, there's so much to work with here. You know, I'll just start talking, but please start throwing in your thoughts. Stagnation, says Aquarius Owl. It's not latching onto that idea or not embracing that thought, right? Essence says, my faves this week were the RWS and the Jamie Sawyer. Yeah, this one sparked a lot of interest, didn't it? See what I did there? Feeling uninspired, says Jessie, when this is reversed or blocked. Oh, Donna had noticed in this other one, if that's aloe, a healing plant, to dive into what you need to heal, right? With the plant that was at the bottom of this card. So I just thought I'd pick that up for you. Weighed down, says Essence 818, right? The sprouts are growing in the wrong direction. Does that mean maybe the idea that we have isn't really where we should be focusing, and maybe we're not embracing the right ideas? Maybe. Does the right hand turn into the left hand when it's reversed? No, thumb's doing something weird. I'm not sure. Aquarius Al says, it's continuing to watch Netflix and drinking our wine. I mean, there are days, right? There are days. Kiana says, reversals, blocks to creative projects, delays to travel, false starts, plans need a rethink, uncertainty, hesitancy, caution, blocked energy or lacking energy, bareness, chaos, things falling apart. Emily says delays and feeling disempowered, right? But you know what? We don't read reversals here at Tarot Playdate, so all of our cards, this thing was face up, can I say, face up. So to help with your sparks of inspiration, let's give you a tarot playdate activity to do for the week. So I'm going to start off by reading the alternative activities that we came up with at the start of tarot playdate. Hecate says this makes me think of couch potato. And I think there's a lot of that going on for a lot of us these days. All right, so, oops, I need that to be big. I can't see chat when I'm looking at this, so I'll come back and check on you in just a second. So our Ace of Wands. This week's activity is called a new artistic endeavor. Okay, so let's see what this has to say here. Whoopsie. Shuffle your deck and pull a card at random. Create something artistic using that card as inspiration. Draw or paint a picture of that card or something else. Create a collage, sculpt something, whatever suits your fancy. Sew something, do something on your computer, photograph something, right? So use your tarot to help you find that spark of energy, right? So that's our alternative activity for the week. If you are still hanging in there at all, or you occasionally like to look to see if you're interested in the Tarot Playbook activity, the Ace of Wands activity is called this week. And as always, I will put both of these in the description box below this video when it uploads. Takes a long time these days, so patience is a virtue, but I'll also put it in the Facebook group. But I also have to wait for the video to be available so I can paste the link in there, because otherwise it does weird things. So why is it starting with the Three of Wands? Like, what is happening? Oh, they put these in the beginning. So the Ace of Wands is on page 52. It's called The Sound of Silence. And it says, long periods of silence are a true test of any relationship. Sure, you and your deck get on fine at the movies or window shopping at a busy mall, but can you spend an evening together without talking, switching on the TV, or whistling annoying jingles? If you can, there's hope for you yet. So this is basically an exercise to help you just bond with your deck. This one does not sound crazy. So page 52, if you have the book and you're interested in the activity. But I love the idea, I have to say. Granted, it was my idea, so maybe that's why I like it. But I love the idea of using your card to help spark some interest if you don't know what that is already. So we all have something that we can take forward and that we can do. All right, did I miss any final comments? Come on, so you aren't even being subtle anymore. I was just more a friend of mine, Shane. I wasn't speaking directly to you. Shane's like, I will actually do this homework. I'm glad some of you are liking the activity. Yeah, I can't draw for cred, right? So, but maybe I'll actually color this week, or I don't know. I don't know what I'll do that's creative. Sometimes I really worry about my creativity. Anyway, thank you for hanging with me for almost 90 minutes. It has been really fun. I'm really glad that we as a group finally manifested our first Wands card. It's been great. You had great questions, and I hope you all can find some joy and some inspiration and sparks of creativity this week, so you can get over that tarot funk if you're in one, and that you can quiet your mind so that you can sleep better if you need to. I am sending lots of love and support to every single one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and I'll see you next week. Bye, bye, bye.